What if you could multiply your skills, your output, even your ideas, just like a corporation scales its operations? Discover how AI can transform you into your own powerhouse. You know, people are acting very, very surprised as they're beginning to lose their jobs to AI. We all knew this was coming. I'm sure at the start of the Industrial Revolution, they saw things were changing. And many believed that things couldn't change. But I think that COVID taught us things can change really quickly. And again, we're seeing so much chaos and confusion. But we can't lose sight of the fact that 4 years from now, 10 years from now, it's going to be a different place. So the question is, what are you doing to prepare yourself for AI? Now, I'm already starting to see just a complete deluge of fear stories. Everyone talking about, oh my God, AI is taking my job. And you're starting to see that stuff show up as the new leading news story on TikTok. And we don't even know if TikTok will be here in the next 30 days when this is being recorded. But the idea is that we are being given a chance like never before. I've been saying this for years, and it's one of the reasons I left the United States to set up a situation where I could take advantage of that. And I found the real secret, and I'll tell you what that is a little bit later. But what I want you to think about is the show Ray Donovan. Ray Donovan was an excellent show, and I won't get into the premise other than it's about a guy who solves problems with problems. Like if you have a problem, well, that is someone else's solution. And that comes from being able to look at problems differently, right? We spend so much time looking at the problem, analyzing the problem, focusing on the problem, but the solution is not the problem. The solution is everything else but the problem. So when we come to the situation with AI, stop looking at AI as a problem. Oh, I'm going to lose my job. What will I do? All of these skills. I spent all that money in education. Believe me, I know. I spent 23 years as a college and university professor. I put in so many thousands and thousands of hours, so much time into getting a degree that in just a few years is going to be worthless. Well, I won't say worthless, and I'll explain that maybe in later shows, but you're missing the picture. I've said this ever since I became an entrepreneur, and it is that anything that someone will hire you for, you can hire yourself for. All of these different self-help books, they give general concepts, but they never tell you specifically how this applies in your everyday life. And that's what's going to make this channel different, because I'm not just telling you. Everything I'm telling you, I am in the process of doing. And I want to tell you, when you see the glitz and glamour of the YouTube guys, and I respect a lot of those guys, it is not that easy, especially if you do not have a background in AI, especially if you're like me and you are a student who does not like math. It makes things difficult. However, you've got to just look at it from a different perspective. So, today's show is, well, I guess I should introduce myself. Hello, and welcome to Third Life Mentorship. I am the founder, Keith Hill, and later we'll get into what I'm about, but what I want to talk about is what you're about, or at least what you're going to be about. If you're my age, meaning that you are 50 plus, I'm over 50, I'm not going to tell you my full age. I don't know you like that yet. Get in the comments, I'll get to know you, I'll tell you my full age. But anyway, if you're above 50, this whole AI thing and the displacement that's coming as a result is going to hit you particularly tough, because already it's very, very difficult to get a job. Imagine now you're trying to get a job and you're battling AI. Remember that AI gets most of its information from the internet. So on a very simplistic level, we can see that AI is an advanced Google. Think about your grandparents. If they're still alive, and if you're my age, they may not be, so we can even say your parents probably. Have you tried to teach your parents how to use AI? Do you remember when they had to learn how to use Google? And we were like, come on, it's just Google. Type in G-O-O. What's a Google? Well, the same thing is happening now, and we're on the other side of the coin. But here's the thing. If AI is the problem, learn how to use AI for your solutions. Isn't that what the corporations that are letting you go are doing? Think about it. They are letting you go because they can replace jobs for pennies on the dollar. They can replace you. The question is, can you replace them? Think about that for a moment. You have the power if you just take time to learn. And I'm guessing if you're, 50 plus and you've had a great job and you got the education, you know how to learn. I know you're going to have to fire up those engines again. And if you're like me and hate math, you're going to have to face some things. By God, please, 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 please. I'm having to do it. And learning languages, traveling all over the world, I've got little pieces of language in my head all over the place. Everything from Swahili to Khmer to Chinese, it's all in here. But here's the thing. AI is math. So it's like, ugh, but I got to learn Python. You got to learn Python. Why? Because Python is the backbone of most of AI. So when you see all of these things talking about AI, stop running for the gold. There is no pile of gold called AI. You might think it's